All right, guys, Josh Beecraft here, another 2mm shift. Today I'm going to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart because despite what you may think, despite what anybody who's ever been one of my students or partners or colleagues or friends might think at this stage of my life, for a large part of my life, I was not very confident, particularly in social settings. In fact, I can still be a little awkward sometimes, right? But that doesn't change the fact that what I'm about to say about confidence is really important to understand. And here's the truth. Here's just the bold-faced, let's get it out of the way truth, because there's courses out there, how to be more confident. There's books on how to be more confident. There's all sorts of trainings and teachings and whatnot. And I'm going to give you something about confidence that you may have never heard. And that is that it's pointless. It's utterly pointless. And I'm going to tell you why it's utterly pointless. Now, some of you are going to turn this off immediately and go, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Hold on. Just trust me for a second. Here's the only thing about confidence that I've learned to be true. And confidence, this is kind of a quote that goes around the personal development industry a little bit, like confidence is seeing yourself succeed over and over and over, right? It's seeing yourself do the thing so you believe that you can actually do it. That's probably a fair statement, right? That's not utterly worthless. What's worthless is this quest for confidence through certain tricks and tactics. And I remember a long time ago, I was involved in a program, and David Mills had talked a lot about this in his law of implication stuff. And what he talked about was confidence is unnecessary if you have a proven process, right? Now, I'm going to say that again. Confidence is unnecessary if you have a proven process. Now, that might not be an exact quote from him. That might be me paraphrasing a little bit, but let me explain to you what it means. It means that if I needed to perform brain surgery, and I didn't know how to do brain surgery, but there was a well-documented process that I could follow, and it covered every single little nuance and variation of what could happen, what might not happen, I could probably just follow that process and perform brain surgery, right? Now, that's an extreme example. Most of us won't be in that situation, so let's do something a little less intense than brain surgery, and I think you'll understand why this is true. What if I gave you a process on how to do cold calling, right? Most people kind of hate doing that, but what if there was a proven process that covered the script, the exact thing to say when somebody says something back to you, and you could get on and just do it and fumble your way through it. As long as you stuck to the process, you'd get it. Confidence has nothing to do with that equation. So when you understand that a proven process trumps the idea of the confidence to go figure it out or to go get it done or whatever, certainly as you do it more and you have more muscle memory, you end up sort of leveraging more resources within yourself. And some of those make you feel more confident in doing it, right? But confidence isn't required to succeed. It's not required to do anything, quite honestly. A proven process or understanding the situation that you're in is far more useful than being confident in that place, right? I'll use another extreme example, right? Somebody gets stranded on a desert island, right? Think of like Gilligan's Island. Confidence isn't what's required to survive there. It's falling back on the things that you know and understand from a process standpoint, and you start stacking these things together and problem solving until you get to something that's, a livable outcome, right? Or not, depending on the circumstances and what resources you have. I think one of the things that happens sometimes is people confuse confidence for drive or sheer willpower. Those are different things as well. So somebody could look at a person who just like yesterday. So for example, I was pretty happy with myself. I was at a customer of mine's Christmas party. They were doing it a little bit late this year. And some of you might already know this. Those that don't, at one point in my life, I was a professional magician, right? For about 10 years, actually. And I was really good at it. Still am really good at it. In fact, yesterday, impromptu, he's like, hey, do you think you can do a couple tricks in front of the room? Right? So I did about a 20-minute show off the cuff with basically no plan in a room full of people that I hadn't met. And I haven't done a show like that in many, many years, right? Like not specifically like that. So somebody might look at that and say, wow, you're really confident. No, it's not about confidence that I have a proven process. I've done it over and over and over. I know the process. That's confidence, right? Confidence is sort of the mask word that people label what it is they see somebody else doing. When you have a proven process that you just know how to do, you just go do it, right? And if you're just learning that proven process, you do it, you fumble your way through it, and you're still going to get there, right? If I could write down my entire magic show, process every step of the way, and give you cue cards through the show, we'd still find a way to make it entertaining, right? You'd still get through it, whether you're confident or not. It's a better show if you happen to know that process by heart, right? If you just know it through your whole body, it's a better show. That's what people call confidence. So I want to just give you this idea to contemplate, because some of you are stopping yourselves from learning something new, from asking a question that you should have asked, from having a conversation that you should have had, from selling a new client or product or whatever. You're holding yourselves back in some specific way, and some of you are acting like you don't have the confidence to do it. I don't have the nerve to do it. I'm too afraid. I'm too whatever. And it's because you're not sure about the proven system you're following, right? And even if you say, well, I've got a proven system, maybe it's sales training and you're like, I've got Grant Cardone's course or Jordan Belfort's course or Jeremy Miner's course or whoever, right? And like, I've got all the steps there to do it. I'm just not confident to go talk to people or whatnot. Well, guess what? There is a process on how to go talk to people, right? And if you find that proven process, you can just say, hey, I'll try this. And now you're not risking everything that you believe yourself to be. It's not a risk of your own identity of like, I'm not confident enough, I'm too weak to do this, or I don't have the nerve. It's not these I statements. It changes to something like, well, let's try that. Oh, and then I'll try this too. And then I'll try this too. And it becomes breadcrumbs that you follow instead of this monumental thing that confidence stands in your way on. Confidence is a result of following proven processes. It's not something you need to have before you take action on things. You will get confident very quickly as you just go do it a few times, right? What happens the first day you do push-ups for the first time in a long time, right? You're a little clunky, you're a little sore, you go, wow, I'm a lot weaker than I thought I was, right? 7 days later, you're cranking push-ups out like it's nothing, and you're going, oh, I'm getting strong fast, right? That's how it all works. It's a proven process. Just go through the process and you win, right? So that's one of the biggest 2mm shifts I think somebody can have, is that proven processes trump everything else. It trumps all of your identity stuff, all the reasons you hold yourself back and whatnot. Now, the key is you got to do it. If you got some things holding you back from doing it, well, there's a process for sorting that out as well, right? And you just have to go talk to people who are really good at knowing how to do that, knowing how to work somebody through that stuff to the point where it's not a big deal to go take action, even if it's a little bit scary or uncertain or whatever, because a proven process is going to take you further than most people will ever get just trying to go out and fumble their way through it. And that's the truth. Like you could just be light years ahead. Why do you think people go to college, right? They go to college to get this education. In many cases, it's to get the proven process, right? Lawyers get the proven process. How do you go through a legal proceeding? There's a special way to do it. There's certain language. There's certain steps in the phase, right? Like you go to be a doctor. How do you go through diagnosing somebody? That's a process, right? You go to college to learn those processes so you can be confident enough to get those jobs, right? Now, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of college in most cases, because I think you can learn how to do an awful lot of stuff that make you an awful lot of money without it, but it's a different conversation. The point is, the entire premise of it is based on learning the process to have the confidence to do the thing, right? Proven process just trumps everything. So take that for what it is. Quit trying to go for confidence. Quit worrying about confidence. Confidence is a result. It'll come naturally. Just stick to a proven process. Do the next step. Do the next step. Do the next step. You'll be farther ahead than most people that you're around. We'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.